If you're a casual, I got you. What's up, nerd fam? This is your boy Gashan, and I want to welcome you to Into the Nerd, where obviously we talk about tons of nerd culture, whether it's comic books, anime, manga, mixed martial arts, wrestling, all of that. We're talking about it here. If you like any of that stuff, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like this video if you like it, right? Especially if you want more content like it. So today we're going to be talking about casual fans. I'm going to be leaning more on like the comic book casual fans because that's where most of my knowledge base is. But this would probably apply to anything that has like a source material for which you can rely on. So here's what I'm going to say. A lot of times when you hear casual fans, it's usually not nice. Like when people say it, they usually like sound like filthy casuals, and like no, I don't share that opinion. The opinion is, well, for me, is that casual fans are needed because there's more of you than there are of us, like the hardcores, who will put money in the industry and keep it going. So I appreciate you for who you are. What I will say is, I would like for you to do yourselves a favor, which is where my whole channel is supposed to be for that. There's a lot of other channels that try to break down comic book stuff. And obviously this is a new channel, so pretty soon there's gonna be more videos about specific characters and groups like X-Men and all that, trying to break down their well-known stories and all that. And I'm saying all that because a lot of people just read and look at these channels, and it's good. They're good resources of like bullet points and tidbits and little like, oh, I didn't know that. But the best thing to do when you're getting into, let's just say, comic books is to read the source material, because those are pretty much the Bible when it comes to all your favorite characters, because you can see real characterization, you can understand why certain characters are important, you can understand why certain authors are important. This is actually like very good if you understand. If you just listen to me, right? I can tell you what has happened for a certain character, but I am not giving you the full picture. A lot of I had a couple of videos about like, I had one about Spider-Man and one about like a couple like black characters that people didn't know about. And that was just to generate interest in those comic book characters. But it wasn't just for you to listen to what I said and then go repeat it to someone else. That's cool. But I would like for you to go and actually, research. I know some people go on a Wikipedia page, but that's just bullet points. That won't give you the true context. Maybe look at their bibliographies and you can see exactly what you could pick up. And if you're not a person who likes physical books, like picking up physical books, like you don't want to go to Midtown Comics or tons of other places, or go on eBay and Amazon and buy this stuff. If you like Marvel or DC, they have like DC Universe and Marvel Unlimited, Comixology. There are tons of good ways for you to really get to the source material. And a lot of people, when I talk about comic book movies or whatever like that, just seeing a character, they'll go, oh, well, you're just like this because you want everything to be like the comics. Not necessarily. However, if you have anything that has a source, the source is the origin. So you do have to refer back to that. And if you read some of these source materials, I think you would have a better understanding as to why some of us are like that, right? Now, I'm not saying that you have to read 1,000 comics to be a fan. That's not true. Like, you can love Captain America, you can love Black Panther, you can love Storm, you can love all these characters without ever have read a book, right? Just because you like the way they look and however they've been portrayed on TV. But chances are that stuff won't tell you exactly like who the character is, because those adaptations only have a certain amount of time to tell you almost 30 years worth of character development. So you want to be able to read this stuff. And I think this is something that anyone could understand, especially, for example, if you have Harry Potter, right? I've actually seen this, again, like a Harry Potter fan, they read the books and they watched the movies, and someone's only watched the movies. And then the person who read the book is like, oh, I don't like the way they portrayed Hermione, because they know how she was in the book or whatever like that. Just use that as an example. I'm not sure how different it was. But if a person goes, what are you talking about? I think it was just fine. If they've never actually read the book, what are they comparing it to? And I think that's the only problem that I think people start having with casual fans, is when they put themselves in spaces with people who are hardcore and have actually read the books and will try to tell them, what is, without actually reading the source material. And I'm saying, save yourselves from from that if you're trying to have those conversations. If you don't really care and you're just like, I just like, well, like I like their costumes or whatever, that's cool. I know a lot of people who cosplay and stuff who just cosplay because they like the way their stuff looks. That's cool. Like there's room for all different types of stuff. I'm just saying, if you're a person who is interested in getting more knowledge and not just being, you know, casual. Because look, me myself, I'm a casual fan of basketball. I don't watch basketball every season. There's some seasons where I pay closer attention, some I don't watch it at all. And I really only speak heavily about things that I know about. Like maybe a certain season, I'm like, I watch all these games. But I would never try to have an in-depth conversation about like the basketball games that, let's just say, Kobe or whoever was playing, and I never watched it. Meanwhile, they did, but I only watched the highlights of the games. That doesn't tell me anything. Like a person who watched the entire game can tell you the highs, the lows, and everything like that, and see what led up to it. If I'm just watching the highlights, it's just the bullet points. So, like, everyone's a casual fan of something. It's just to understand that if you want to induce your knowledge, you want to get better at it, you got to go to the source. So for basketball, it's the actual games. Even listening to news anchors and stuff like that. Like I love like listening to First Take and like Shannon Sharp and all that type of stuff on Undisputed. But that doesn't make me an expert on the sports for which they're covering. You get it? And I'm just juxtaposing that when it comes to comic books. So I'm saying, if you are a casual fan but you want to get better, read the source material. Read the source material. No, I'm not trying to ostracize you. I want you to keep on watching it. I want you to feel welcome in all these spaces. But don't get into those weird conversations where you're trying to tell someone about the source material or characters and say, well, this is how they've always been, but you're only getting it from the adaptation and not where the characters actually come from. That's a big deal. Oh, also, least common denominators, right? So there are some things that happen with certain characters that are just, for example, a character could have been a certain way for like 40 years, and then like one guy makes an issue with it one way, and then it goes back to that. And then, you know, some person might have read like that particular issue where a character was that way, but totally bypassing the other 40 years of history. That's another thing. Like, you want to read several important iconic storylines so you can really get the gist of how this character has been developed, if that's what you're interested in. If you just want to go see a movie, take your kids and watch Captain America throw his shield around and all type of stuff like that, then that's cool. Then don't listen to what I'm saying. Let me know what you think. If you're like, man, I do that stuff, I'm not a casual, or you know, you're like, you know what, man, thank you. I can't wait to start reading some more stuff, which I hope what you do. I hope you absolutely do get a chance to read some more stuff and get more into it and really get a chance to have some more in-depth conversations, all right? So keep on reading, keep on loving comics, keep on loving everything else nerd culture related, but don't forget to enter the nerd.